Okay, it's Saturday morning. Yeehaw. And you can see, got my partition wall in there. Got my front wall laid in. Getting started on this back, or this end wall I should say, not a back wall, an end wall. And I think I might have enough dirt, I don't know. I still got a big void over here to fill. And like I say, this in the middle here, it's underneath the pile is high. So I gotta knock that down some. But I got this one run or two runs across the back here to do yet. And I'm not sure how this is going to intersect because my step ended up being different on the front than it was on the back. But I think what's going to end up happening is that block, that bottom course is going to come in to the end of this wall, and then this one's going to go over top. So I don't know, I'm having to work that wall across here now. And but I think before I do that, before I close this off, I'm going to go ahead and get another scoop of gravel and bring over here and dump in this pen, because I don't think I got enough gravel in that pen just yet. And but I was measuring off my line there, and for my 7'3" width for the pen, and so I maintained that up through the front. So everything's, the three pens are actually all going to be the same size, and that's from inside this block wall. You know, is where I'm getting the 7'3" from. Because when I measured this one over here, the original pen, the first one that I did, it ended up being 7'3" by 10'6". So, and then of course the 4 inches thick. But once I get that plate compactor in here and compact this soil, or the gravel and everything, then it'll be ready to put my wire in and start making concrete. But this will be the second pen, and the gate for that one will be right here on this end over here. And then the third one, I think the gate's going to end up being over here on the corner. Unless I switch it up a little bit, I don't know, I may. That's what I was thinking about the other day when I had to shake my head and erase the Etch-a-Sketch. But see, I broke this piece out right here on this bottom course. See right here where I was talking about. That way when I pour that concrete, it'll flow through there. And it doesn't have to be all the way down. It's just, it's got to be open. Because that concrete will still make a solid beam, a bond between there. And then, of course, my next block will start from here and go over to here. So that'll be tying all that together as well. So, but it's all about getting it, having it solid. And it's actually a lot more level and fairly straight now. I mean, I think I bumped this block here a little bit the other day. It needs to set back out of it like that. Something like that. I don't know. Once I pour it solid with concrete, I don't think it's really going to matter. Because it's going to be essentially a concrete wall inside that block. So I got this side, this end right here to do. I can take the bucket and knock that move that around a little bit so where I can drive up in there and dump another bucket of stone in that center pin before I put this wall in here, and that way I can have more stone in there. Because I took the shovel, and I got to do the same thing over here. Just take some of this backfill, and see, I filled that over there, that little void, and I got to fill some of this here, because otherwise that'll just eat my gravel up. That'll eat my stone up. And down there in that corner, there's backfill all that, and then I can come along there and, you know, still got a little pile of stone here that I'm standing on, but because it's high, but I don't think I got enough just yet. So, and I may not even bother with the bucket, because I got to spread this out once I backfill and see where I'm at. Because getting this all down to 4 inches, where there's 4 inches from the top of that wall, is what I'm looking for. And that'll give me my 4 inches of concrete. And of course I'll have my wire. I got my roll of wire right there behind the tractor. That's the 4x4 concrete reinforcing wire. And I'll lay that out in here. And then I got my little knockout pieces that come out of the middle of the block, and that'll prop it up, and that'll keep that up in that concrete so where it's not on the ground, because you want the wire in the middle of your concrete. So I'll use those to prop it up with, and then that'll get rid of those too, but I got plenty of those to use in all 3 pins. And then I ended up going down yesterday and getting 6 more of the knockouts. That's all they had left, was 6. And so, because I didn't have enough for the end wall there with that step, so I got 6 more. That's all they had, which I only needed, from my count, I only needed 4, but they only had 6, so I bought all 6 of them. And just going around here trying to make sure everything's straight, you know, good to go before I start getting my fence. I got to break that pen down in the yard and get the fence stretched on those, so that those will be ready to go in the wall. So I guess today the project for today is finish up this wall, get my backfill spread out there a little bit, and start getting the, you know, get all the fence panels straightened out and cut. I got to go down to Jerry's because he's got issue with his truck using water, so I got to get the trailer unloaded so I can put that fence panel there, and then the other one that I've got in the pen that needs to be cut, I'll just carry them down there with me and go ahead and cut those and get them to length where I need them. And then that way when I come back, then I can have that all ready, because I can only stretch fence on 2 panels, the one that goes through the middle here and the one that goes on the end, because the back one back there and the front one up here have to be modified. So, because this one here, it's bent, the pipes are bent, so I'm going to cut that out. And I got some sleeves like I put on that little short wall piece over there, that once you cut it, you stick that pipe back in there and then stretch the fence on it. I mean, it ain't coming apart. So, because this was a longer piece, or I was making it to fit, make the door fit right. And so when I cut that, I cut it on the same plane, and I put those sleeves on there, and then of course stretched the fence on it, so that's holding everything together, so it ain't coming apart. But that's basically what it's going to have on this front one, there'll be 2 sections cut on it, one on either side to make the gates. And then that back one, I'm going to cut it to put straight pipe in there to get rid of the bend, to get rid of that bent pipe. And I can use that pipe on the up here on the roof, where I'm going to put that cheesy fence up on top. And then if I don't have enough, because I don't think I got enough of that cheesy fence, but I've got this wire over here that I took off of those couple of panels, and I can use that, because basically all it is something to support the windscreen, because the windscreen is going to go across the top, and I just want something up there to support that windscreen, and that'll hold that windscreen just fine. I can trim that down and get them bent and messed up pieces off of it and just make it what I need it to be, and then attach it up there, and I'll have the poles with the T-clamps to tie it off on, and then I'll just stretch the windscreen over top of that, and then use the tie straps to tie the windscreen on there, and that'll give me a semi it's more of a sunshade than it is a roof. So, but that way it'll keep them in the shade. And then what I did, I didn't attach the windscreen on the bottom down here. This piece that I put on there already. See, I didn't attach that. It's still just hanging free. So I can hike that up, you know, double it over to where in the summertime that they can still get some air and have a breeze, but it's going to keep them out of the, you know, it's going to keep the sun off of them, because pigs don't like the heat. So, and then that'll be across the top as well up here on the roof. So, but it's coming along. It's just slow and steady wins the race. So, other than that, it's coming together finally. It's just been a job, I'll tell you. And I still got a little bit of a slope to the back, which is what I wanted. And that end is coming back. I'm back up to my line, actually, probably a little bit high up there on that corner, but that's okay, because I wanted that. I didn't want that running down behind my slab out here. It's going to be for my feed storage, because I'm actually going to move this hole for my barrel down there for my septic, because it's a little bit too far forward. So, because it needs to be right here at the back, along the back here. And so it can go back this way a little bit, and then I'll dig a trench back there to put a drain line in. But I need more gravel for that. And just cruise right along. So I got to get this end wall done, and start buttoning stuff up and getting it ready to, you know, get the fence done and start pouring concrete. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have concrete going in these walls, and then I'll only need another 114 bags. Yay! So, because between the 3 pens, it's going to take 114 bags of the 80-pound bags of concrete. So figure it 2 bags per mix. That's 57 loads of concrete between all 3 pens. So I guess if you divide that by 3, then that's how many loads it's going to take, because it's supposed to be 38 bags is what my material calculator was saying. So what's that, 15 would be 34, so 19 batches of mud per pen. Yeah. So 19 batches in that mixer over there. So, but other than that, we're just moving along. So I'll do more later. Say bye.